Right, so as the title suggests, the video is going to be on comparing some of the Vanity projects in CSGO. By Vanity projects, I mean lineups that have been put together by an individual who has creative control over a lineup, but hasn't necessarily built lineups that were to win. There were more teams that he or they wanted to play on. And hopefully, as we go through, you'll see what I mean by this. And the most obvious one that jumps to mind from history is Nico's FaZe Clan. This is Nico's FaZe Clan post the Boston Major after they've lost it to Cloud9. Carrigan is removed, and they go through a period of kind of chasing old school stars who were at the top. Um, it's kind of like a bad breakup where you broke up with a girl. She was blonde, and right, well, yeah, but blonde and tall, so I need a short brunette girlfriend now. So instead of getting a person like Carrigan, who is a good in-game leader, who's made a bunch of international team players come together and play at the highest any international team before has. Go for people who have won majors, right? So they went and picked up a Dren from the Gambit roster that had Zeus on it, the major MVP of Krakow 2017. Went and picked him up because he took over the IGLing and supposedly was doing some IGLing during that major run. Had him for a little while, didn't quite work out. So you think, right, so what can I do? Well, I need someone who's won him more, right? Just as legendary. So they went and picked up Neo from the old Virtus Pro lineup. And of course, wanted to bring him in as an IGL of some sort. Didn't quite work out, unfortunately. During this time, apparently they were trying to pick up Exist from the old NIP crew right from the start, which blows my mind. Which, if you know, like 2019, this is what we're talking about, right? 2018, 2019, we're looking to pick up Exist to IGL, an international squad at the very, very top to win majors. It just doesn't make sense. That period of these people's careers, they're on the downward trajectory of these careers. Yeah, very much not at the peak of it, nor are they on the up and up. And this translates as well into the next person, Cold Zero. Someone who's, it hasn't been part of the winning Brazilian lineups for a while. Those teams dropped off after the 2015 SK and Luminosity lineups. Cold Zero is still kind of good, but reports he left Fallen because he wanted to become an IGL, so brings him over to FaZe Clan. Nico gets him in the lineup and realizes it's not working out, and he's actually the one who ends up leading this. But everything was built off the back of Nico's suggestions. And as you can see, and as you know, that FaZe Clan lineup, although were exciting at times, it never did hit the same peaks as Carrigan's team, i.e. major final. Off the back of Cold Zero brings me to another one that I want to think about. Also a group of Brazilians. It's the Imperial lineup. This one, a Vanity project in a different sense because it represents something I dislike. It was marketed to us as The Last Dance, right? Which of course is a reference to that amazing documentary on Netflix, charting the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan. However, it's missing important members of The Last Dance. It doesn't have the complete lineup of Fallen's former SK Luminosity teams, yeah. It doesn't have Cold Zero, arguably the most important member of that squad. He was the guy who was almost always at the top of the leaderboard. He was the number one rated player from these lineups for sure. And it's missing Cold Zero's wingman Taco as well, who, since the two of them were broken up, you could say Cold Zero has not been the same kind of player. He never did find his sweet Taco to fill the void. Taco, who's gone on to do other things now as IGL in the Brazilian scene, doing his own things pretty good. But you have the core of FNX and Fur. Now, Fur is a player who was always the bridesmaid, but never the bride. But every opportunity that he had at being the number one guy on a squad in Fallen's lineups and others, he's almost always disappointed. Even nowadays, with his massive aggressive plays and such, it's exciting to watch, but it's not. It isn't the top tier player that you want and you need if you want to be a major winning team. Like, I guess, when you rebuild The Last Dance, because were rebuilding necessarily a major winning squad, it's not going to be enough. FNX came out of retirement. I guess I'm pretty sure he did retire. Off drinking booze and fucking bad bitches or whatever, whatever he was doing. And they've got Vinny, the one player from the Furia lineup that everyone forgets, and Bolts, who was kind of meant to be like Taco replacement, but also was like shat on numerous times by his own teammates and didn't make it long stretches in the Brazilian teams with Fallen. So it's a very, very strangely marketed team, missing key members. And additionally, to add to this folly of mismarketing in a sense, although I'm sure they're making a much money off it, they have more losses on LAN than wins, so obviously you can't be a top contending team. Add to that the low skill ceiling because you have old stars like FNX and Fur. The tactical ceiling's lowered by that as well, and now they're even losing to like unremarkable teams such as Enterprise. If you could tell me right now, on the top of your head, 5 seconds, like any of those players in that team, I'll be surprised. Either you're a massive Brazilian fan and you think they're probably all cheating, or you know the squad. But I looked at the squad, I didn't know any of them. So, but hey, if they turn up in 3 years' time, it still won't mean that is right for Imperial to lose to this team right now in their career. Doesn't make any sense. The last lineup I want to talk about also links with Fallen a little bit. We're talking about Stewie 2K and his EG squad that, by all accounts, was basically handpicked and built by him. And I had this idea for a little while, and the latest news that's come out around this squad and the removal of the coaches is kind of what spurred me on to bring this forward. So the last times I've told you about the lineup, so I'm not going to tell you about the statistics. I'm going to prime you with this because we all knew that Evil Geniuses, with Stewie at the helm, was poor, okay? However, I didn't know it was this bad. They have 4 best-of-3 wins since the creation of this lineup. 4. Against Carpe Diem, they beat Party Astronauts twice, which they've just picked up as a academy squad. And Pain, okay? And only one of those wins, which was against Party Astronauts, was on LAN. Sorry, what? 4 wins in best of 3s. Look at the names of this lineup. You got Cirque and Breeze, a holdover from the NRG, an old Evil Genius lineup. Cirque is meant to be, the Bulgarian beast or whatever. Breeze is meant to be this top 5 rifler, or was at one point. Both of them, completely washed, have been terrible in international tournaments for years, and now that they're even struggling to beat NA talent. Automatic's come back from a different game and is somehow the top performer on this squad. Sorry, if that doesn't tell you that Circuit Breeze are shitting the bed, then I don't know what will. Stewie was meant to come in as the big boy captain, take the helm and lead NA to glory again. But if you look at the latest news from the Ivy interview and the way that he's reacted to how Ivy has come out in an interview in the press, it is damning for Stewie. Yeah, and his reaction was not befitting a captain or a leader of men in a video game or otherwise. It is egregious. This is horrible, honestly. And sure, he goes out of his way to say maybe I shouldn't be a leader. Holy fuck! How have you not figured that out? How have you not figured that out? And if you have already come subconsciously to this understanding, get the fuck out that squad, yeah? Or make way. You need to say, look, I'm not doing this anymore. I will not be a leader. You need to get a proper IGL in because it's not working with me at the helm. And boy, Stewie is fucking your career as well. And this reaction is not good. It has not played well. Holy shit. And then you've got a guy like Rush, who's come from Complexity. I feel like his career's been tarred by this move. He was the guy who you see bunny hopping backwards into sights of the Complexity lineup, allowing young guns like Obo or Blame F to come in and get the trade frag. A selfish man. He's been a part of all the good NA lineups over the past years. Conquest into Optic Gaming. You look at how that built up. He was a part of that alongside Daps and then Stanislaw. He's been one of those guys who's always been there, kind of like an NA's MBK without any of the trinkets. This guy, I feel like if I was to rebuild EG, I might keep Automatic, even though he was supposedly part of the issue, but holy shit, hopefully he's taken some notes and seen, oh wait, that didn't play out well, I want to win, that's why I've come back to this game. I'd probably keep Russian Automatic, get rid of the rest of them, because holy shit, this is obviously a squad that's made out of Vanity. I say that because Stewie brought back Automatic. Yeah, they were part of the major winning lineup of Cloud9 that beat the aforementioned FaZe Clan that had Nico before he went Nico Sports and went mad again. He brought back Automatic from this squad after breaking up the Cloud9 Majors team because they knew it wasn't going to work. They knew they fluked that lineup. They fluked that major. There's a reason why they didn't go on for another year of dominance afterwards, because they were sure they couldn't do it again. So why would you reportedly try and rebuild this lineup? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Then you look at the players that they were trying to bring in before. They were trying to bring across Naf with you and pick up Valde. I don't think even if you brought Naf and Valde to this squad, that you would have succeeded any more than this team already has. Sure, you would have had like better firepower, but with Stewie at the helm, I don't think you would have got much further.